What's up, all you wonderful people? Let me give you one last little tidbit here about the sun and what the moon is. And if you haven't followed my other videos on what the moon is, I suggest go jump into those things. It's all clued in there, but I'm going to give you one more idea, an example of what this place is, what's going on. Okay, so if you make a battery, what do you have on a battery? You have two poles. Two. You have what? People call it a negative pole, but it's not. It's just a ground. And then you have a positive. So you have the ground and then the energy. That's all. That's how you make a battery. There's not three poles in a battery. No one's ever made one of those. Doesn't exist. There's no reason for it. It's two poles. Electricity and magnetism. And it's bound into what makes energy in a battery. And you know what those two things are? It's the earth and the sun. That's all. The moon doesn't exist. It's a projection. Whether it's made out of people's minds as a giant mental projection from all the people inside of a fear of not having enough. It's called a simulation of lacking, of not having abundance. But consider this. If you go out into the forest, if you go anywhere in the natural world, can anything ever be in debt to a system? Can anything ever not have enough energy? If you see a tree that's producing fruit, the only thing that can happen is that fruit gets used and then it reproduces itself, or there's extra fruit, there's extra energy, there's extra whatever juice is in there, battery power, energy. So how is it then? Ask yourself very simply. It's called a moony system, a money system. How can the world be in debt? It's said that the world is $7 trillion in debt. In debt to what? How? We've already been fully aware of the idea that the currency is fake. The fiat currency, the world banking and the economic systems, they're all fake, right? So who can be in debt to what? In what way? How can anything be in debt if the system is still functioning? Like right now, if there's systems functioning, whether it's organic or inorganic, meaning if there's $7 trillion or whatever those units are, how can it be in debt? They just print more money. So what? In the natural world, you can't print more fruit, but you certainly cannot be in debt to anything. There is no debt in the real world. And debt is debt, right? So, what do you need? You need a sun and an earth. That's all. The moon system, however it's projected there, however it was put there. I mean, we could get into all the movies that explain this. We can get into all of the language that explains this. We can get into the whole entire system and explain how it operates. But and I even got into where it came from and what the iron does and how it works inside of your blood. But we can even tell, even when people are sick. Let's try this. Even if someone's sick, they're not in debt energy. You always have enough to survive. You always have enough to live, no matter how little people have, right? So even if it's one piece of fruit, that is still has energy. There's still a flux of energy. All the moon does, as it appears, as the system tells you, whatever the system is, it says, oh, you're in debt to the moon. But the moon doesn't exist. You can see through it. We can see it during the daytime. It's half. You know what you never see? You never see half of a sun. Think about this. Look at the sun. It's always full. Always. 100%. Always. Why is it that we see a moon that's full, half, a quarter? It's not there. Sometimes it's in the sky when the sun is out. Sometimes it's in the sky at night. We can see through it. It's an optical illusion. What is it doing? Is it up there in the sky? Is it projected there from outside of somewhere or from somewhere on the earth? I mean, all of that is secondary questions, but certainly we can see that a battery functions, and well, you get the idea that there's a copper top on the battery, so we get an idea of what copper does. And in my other videos, I was explaining what copper is and how important that is to energy systems. So you have the sun and you have the earth. There's your poles. If there are two poles, that's what it is. It's the sun and the earth. It doesn't require a moon. If it's like, oh, the sun and the moon, no, the sun and not the moon. The moon is not. It is a figment. It is a projection. It is a hologram. It's something that's not the sun. The sun creates all life. The moon, if it does anything, it extracts life. It pulls something away. It is why do they call it the Death Star? I mean, it looks like it, right? In the Star Wars, go into all of the movies and all of the programming that people are telling you something about what the moon is. So, yeah, stay charged up. Put your feet on the ground. Stare at the sun. That's what it is. I mean, if you really want to get into what the moon cults are, and if people know what's going on, and the witchery and the darkness of the night, and looking into the moon as a funneling, extracting, a cathedral system. Then when we look into monotheism, we understand it's moon theism, and all of these cults that say they're sun worshipping cults are actually moon worshipping cults. But most of these people, they're so far removed from the fact that the moon doesn't really exist in the way that we've been explained it does. We can prove this time and time again, just by looking in the sky during the daytime and seeing the moon there and realizing, oh, the sun is not illuminating the moon. The moon is somehow, if it is its own object in the sky, or if it's a projection, it's its own source of whatever it is, and it seems to be a fake extracting unit of energy from humans and the planet. I mean, it's just as basic as that. And my last video I was talking about what it seems to be to me is a collection of people that have a belief system, and that belief system is actually it actually really exists as an iron-rich blood plasma that is being reflected and refracted through a pineal gland and through the eyeballs, and spitting out biophotonic units of energy through the holographic matrix of what the mind is producing as what we see as outer space and the moon. And I think there's a really giant connection when you start to get into Iron Age and the moon and all of these pots and pans that people were using. And I don't think there was something necessary. Goes into like, I don't think there was a necessary evil. I think it was just a matter of people didn't know, they didn't realize that by using iron to cook something with, that they would be affecting and infecting their blood with something that's not magnetic, and it actually rusts in their system and causes their brain and their pineal gland to misfire. So, talk soon, y'all. Stay well. Do cool shit. Inspire yourself. Inspire the world if you can. Get out, get sun charged. Have a delicious, wonderful day.